Welcome, Hawks and Cocks, to the Angry Bird Pod Show. I'm Kyle. Over there's Matt. And he's...
No, you didn't.
Yeah, that was the one I wasn't sure if I'd used yet, but I think I like it.
No, I'm pretty sure I would have remembered that.
I should have saved it for a rainy day. I guess it's kind of a rainy day. We missed it.
I shouldn't cut you off, but it's always just so surprising.
I like the reaction of the... He said cock. It was caulking, like, you know, around a window or a
I was, well, of course, yeah. I was speaking to Vince today. He's like, have you guys monetized yet? And I'm like, no, we swear too much. And then right off the bat.
You swear too much and no one listens to it.
Yeah, really.
But those are the main reasons. But, like, I don't think I could do a talking show and not swear, unfortunately.
Well, you could swear. We just have to go back and edit it, and we're kind of the type to just raw, uncut, send her out.
Yep. My favorite, I think I've mentioned it before, but Matty Matheson is a Canadian YouTube cook. He's also in the show The Bear as one of the cousins. He's cousin. I can't remember his name in the show. But on his show, he swears, but they'll say, he just says like, fuck. And then they beep it, but the beep is really quiet. It's you can just hear the word fuck and there's a beep.
So does it still work?
I don't know. I think he's making money doing it.
I feel like he's just like kind of like, I wouldn't say grandfathered in, but just like he's granted just to be able to do it and still make money off it. Yeah.
Kind of part of his whole jam.
And he's also just not like on YouTube where they have like restrictions and stuff like that. Like he's probably getting paid by whatever, you know.
I think he's got a lot of different avenues of what do they call that?
You don't hire somebody like that and go, I think he can watch the language. No, that's what you get.
Yeah.
That's why he's so good. It's the authenticity. We've been talking about this a lot lately. It's the authenticity, be yourself. Just accept it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I entered a new time in my life. I am now a slippers wearer. Are you a slippers guy?
Oh,
he's showing slippers? Oh, hell yeah.
That was not planned. Like,
no, not at all. I was just like, I can't remember where. We were out somewhere, and I was like, I think it's time I have slippers.
I came across this TikTok or Instagram where this woman makes fun of her husband's slippers, and she makes auto-tune songs and follows him around, and she goes, little daddy house shoes. So they're not slippers, they're little daddy house shoes. Yeah.
I'm the kind of guy who, I don't know if this is a kind of guy, but I'm the kind of guy who wears a new pair of shoes in the house for like 2 days before they go outside.
Break them in?
I don't know. I think initially that was the goal, but I just like wearing shoes, I think.
All right.
I think I would
yelled at.
Well, I don't think I would get yelled. It's my damn house. But
do you have like a wife that lives with you?
Yes.
You got rules.
There's a couple. But I don't know if walking around. You know what's funny is I'll come in from outside with Crocs or something, and I'm like, oh, I need that thing over there. And I don't take the Crocs off. And the Crocs are possibly the most easy to take off shoes almost in existence.
Which is wild because I'm pretty sure they were designed to avoid men getting laid.
Do you know the movie Idiocracy?
Sounds familiar. Don't specifically know it.
I think it's Luke Wilson.
Okay.
Owen Wilson's brother. But they were made... So I've never seen the movie. I'm just regurgitating information that I was told at some point. So if it's wrong, I'm just doing what everyone else in the world does.
It's like everything else we talk about on here.
Yeah. I think it's set in kind of a futuristic kind of scenario where like people are worse and dumb and bad. So it's kind of like now. But they for the movie wanted them to look weird. And so they had like weird clothing, and they're like, we need a weird pair of shoes. So they kind of scoured the internet at the time, and they found Crocs, which at the time weren't really a big thing, or no one knew what they were. So they used them in the movie. And they think because of that movie, they gained popularity. But they were used in the movie for the opposite reason.
It's weird how things work that way.
Mm-hmm.
I
It is weird.
I'm gonna have to look into that and then officially blame them for. I mean, I've never owned a pair of Crocs. I'm not saying there's anything against them. I bet they're super comfy, but like my wife, like house rules, I'm not allowed to own Crocs.
You're just not
then,
allowed.
Well, and then
I bought
you know.
the Crocs because I was told that they're decent Disney shoes, just for like walking around Disney all day. They're just squishy, so like your feet don't hurt or whatever less. So it was one of the first days we were there, last time we went, and we went on, I think the ride is the movie's called The Force Awakens. The ride, I can't remember what the ride's called.
This is Epcot, sorry.
This is at Hollywood Studios. They have a ride where it basically is kind of set like you're a rebel and you get captured by the Empire, and the line is kind of like part of the ride almost, because you get put on this one ship thing, and then the ship gets pretended to be, well, it's real. The ship gets taken by the Empire, and then you
Disney,
get off.
Of course.
Yeah. Then you get offloaded. Have you not done this ride? Maybe your kids are too young
okay.
for it.
So I've been to the other three. I haven't been to Hollywood Studios yet.
Yep, that's my favorite one.
We're going in March.
Go to Hollywood Studios and go on this ride.
Yeah, we are. We're doing 2 days of park hoppers, so
hell yeah. So you get put into this has a point, I promise. You get put into this ship, and the ship, I don't know if this is a spoiler if you've never been on it.
I don't know. If you don't finish the sentence, I might not even know.
That's true. Anyway, you end up in kind of custody by the Empire, or the First Order. And I guess when this ride first opened, the cast members who work there were supposed to kind of treat you like prisoners, but they were being too mean, and they got some comments back. So they kind of just march around with their hands behind their back, looking stern. And I was talking shit with my brother-in-law, and I can't remember what I said, but I said something with the intention on the cast member to hear what I had said.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Those are big words coming from you, Crocs." I was like, she got me.
She knew.
Fucking right here.
Crocs and adults at Disney scream virgins. Like, I'm not saying it's true, but like, oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No wonder they're Disney's, like, you know.
Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Exactly.
That was
I'll drink.
Oh, yeah, I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that.
Well, you didn't drink to anything last time.
I had a beer, didn't I?
Oh, I think you did, yeah. And then Mark had a...
Oh, my wife is gracing us. Hello, you want to come on camera?
This is spilling on me.
All right. She doesn't want to join. She'll come down here, but she won't join.
That's fair. What else is down there? I just spilled some on my lap, so that's fun.
Well, I had expected that I would open it and spill it on my laptop, so I'm glad that didn't happen.
You ever notice that the lap is like the only body part that only exists when you're sitting?
Shit.
He's like, whoa.
Yeah, mind blown.
Mind blown.
Maybe we need a second podcast of just like mind blowing.
We could add a mind blowing segment or something.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, I didn't.
We could be like, ooh, that's twisted.
That's twisted. Oh, that's what we should say. You know what's twisted? And then you just say,
well,
like,
it's funny. I listened to another podcast, and his name's Stavros Halkias. I don't know if I've said this before, but he is sponsored by Twisted Tea, and they do. And he does at the end of his show for the last 20 minutes or so, he gets people to call in with advice. Mm-hmm. They do funny takes, blah, blah, blah. And then they pick one of them that is like their twisted call of the day.
Oh,
which is like the most twisted, advice.
Yeah.
So anyway, like if you're listening,
I'm listening. I know
it's not going to change anything.
No, definitely not.
All
but
right.
I do genuinely like it. I look forward to the podcast and the Twisted Tea. I don't have them when I'm not doing the podcast, just so I don't drink all of them before Thursday?
Me either.
Totally not. No.
That's why we barely ever have any on a Thursday. We'll get
Yeah.
like 18 on a weekend, and I'm like, Jesus, we got rid of them. Like every time we
Mhm.
open one, my wife will have half of it. I'll have half of it. But even sharing halfsies, like you go through them really quick.
We both have birds on our hats, and I just remembered
Oh,
that this is technically a bird photography
I was
podcast.
just gonna ask you if you still do bird photography. It's
No.
funny. It was before we get to that. It was funny that you said that you were, looking forward to the podcast and stuff because today I was not.
Oh no.
Uh,
I
long day.
Mhm.
We had press approvals. We had people from Quebec come over. They flew in 4 or 5 hours working back and forth with files. I'm in commercial printing, so new labels. I was on my way home. I was later. It was dark by the time I got
Mhm.
home. I'm just driving in the dark. I'm yawning, and I'm just like, I can't bail. Like Kyle had something to do last week. We missed it. We're 3 weeks in, and then now I'm
Something
doing
to
it.
do.
I'm like, am I getting sick? Like I'm coughing a little bit. And my
Yeah.
tummy's a little off. So then I just slammed a spicy Mexican wrap, and now I feel good.
There you go. I actually am just getting over something, a cold, so I'm
Who
a little
isn't?
more nasal, but that's
Yeah,
fine. I don't care.
yeah, yeah.
All for
Okay.
the gram or for the pod or whatever.
But birds.
Birds, they do exist. I haven't seen many in a while. I was thinking about that. I got to get out.
Me
And
either.
you don't see anything but you try. That's the difference.
It's that, and I've also been doing like whitetail.
That's true. You
So
have
I've
been.
intercepted the odd owl, a couple owls doing this, but it was more kind of the whitetail pushing the
Mhm.
135, and then grab that 400 from Mike, and kind of now trying to do something slightly different. So hopefully more birds.
Yeah. I believe you have a plan to go tomorrow to look for
I
birds,
do.
correct?
I do. Urban.
Noise.
Picture this. It's never been done before.
Okay.
Urban streetlight owls.
It's a great idea.
Okay, so maybe it's been done before, but it hasn't been done before by you or I.
Right.
So
I
last week I went with Teddy. Yeah, go ahead quickly. I don't want to go too soon into it. Go ahead.
no. I was just saying, like, I don't know how I feel. Actually, I think I do know how I feel. I was gonna say I don't think that I like showing urban stuff, but then
Mm,
I kind of also do sometimes because like I have some pictures of like turns, like basically in backyards because there's like a
mhm,
drainage pond or whatever, and I kind
mhm.
of like showing that because like you don't have to go places. So I guess I do like
Right,
urban stuff.
right. Yeah, this is
That's awesome.
more. It's not going to be so much that you're going to see urban structure.
Hmm.
What you're going to see is street lights, car lights, signage, maybe like a walking or a stop
Hmm.
on the street light. So it's more of that than it is like a physical structure or something that you can tell what it is. It's more just another way to play with bokeh, but then do it at night where they're out hunting and more active. And so that's kind of the plan. Again, it's been done before, but
Hmm.
I haven't really had a lens to try that. And like the way I was looking at it is, what's the point of going out with a 400 and shooting midday front lit? Like you can do that with any lens. Any
Yeah.
lens in the right situation is going to look good doing that for within reason. So why
Yeah.
not push yourself into something that's going to be more challenging, but then where the lens excels while I have it, whether I purchase it from Mike or not, because we've been talking. I don't know.
I mean, you are
Um,
the bokeh king now, and a 400 kind of one of them.
I think it is the one, isn't it?
I mean, it's the
What throws
biggest
better
2.8, I think.
bokeh? Yeah, what throws the best like, because the size of the front element, I think that's probably the bokeh king.
It's just a moon.
I bet you could argue with like portrait photographers that
With the 400.
shorter, wider lenses might still like produce just as good a bokeh. It's just when it comes to like that super telephoto, yeah, I think it's probably the bokeh king.
Well, I think that they would use like an 85. Like I don't think
Yeah,
they're using these 35s to do portraits
yeah.
much.
I
But
wish I sent you some. I took some really really cool shots of Teddy. It's
I
always
think he
Teddy now.
posted.
Oh, did he? Yeah, and they were like ISO 25 600. It was pretty well dark. awesome kind of what I've encountered is you can denoise a lot of things, but if I try to denoise like 800 f11 at like 5000 ISO, you need a quality glass and you need that quality rendering for it to, when you denoise, to keep that detail. You can
Mhm.
still render something down and get rid of the grain and still preserve some of the IQ. But when you do it with a lens like this 400-2.8, you retain almost all of the detail too, which is really cool. So
I
this is
guess
just
that
kind of something experiencing using it rather than just being told. I'm one of these guys that needs to experience it. You
yeah, I
know.
think that's when they talk about how well the lens like renders stuff. That's
Hmm.
probably what you're seeing.
Yeah, because like
And
you look
then
at the file, it's gross, but then you just throw it through like Lightroom denoise, and it's just like, whoa, what just happened? This looks like I took it at ISO 1600.
that's sick. I
Mhm.
wonder how that would do on like an R7, which has that like really pixel dense APS-C sensor.
I honestly think it'd be okay because, speaking to people, the R7 seems to do look much better the better glass you put on it.
Hmm.
So it
That
is a
would
good
make sense.
body. Like to put the 800 f11 on the R7, like you can get away with it and you can get some
I've
good
done it.
photos. Yeah, you can get some good photos. I did it with the R10 for a bit before I went to the R8. It felt like too much lens. That's kind of a focal length issue, heat
Yeah.
distortion, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just like, I think it was, I was speaking to Vince about this and he says like, it's a great body if you just pair it with great glass.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that I think that comes down to like the pixel density. Like
Yeah.
32 megapixels or 32 and a half or whatever it is. Sounds great on paper, but then in practice, you're if you mounted it on that 400 or the 100 to 400, that's a great combo, but you're
Yeah.
not going to see the resolution, I think,
No.
fully. Like
Right. Yeah.
it'll look different.
Right. I mean, you're going to get a lot of great detail.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be a really, nice detailed photo. Like that's what I loved about that kit specifically. Like it would be still nice to have a 100, 400 and an R10 just to
Yeah.
have, as that light kit. I put 20 kilometers already in 3 weeks, 25 kilometers maybe with this lens at 12 pounds. Like an
You're
R10 and a
looking
100.
buff.
I don't know. I'll let you know. No, I'm just tarps off.
Tarps off.
I don't know. I feel good. What do you guys think?
You look better than the Blue Jays did. Oh!
Oh, too soon. I mean, I guess I brought it upon myself wearing this
You
garb.
are
But
wearing
anyway,
full Blue Jays. But
yeah. Right, see that
I
right there?
this say
World
World
Series
Series champs.
losers. No, losers.
Loser.
No, it just says World Series. Hey, they still went. All right.
Yeah, for sure. They went
Always next year.
as far as you can go without winning. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I when you're talking about urban stuff, I believe I sent this post to you, but I wanted to kind of shout it out a little bit. So way back when, I had snakes, and I wouldn't say that they're how I got into photography, but they were when I started thinking more about photography because I would try to take pictures of them. And I'm like, that's not how it looks, and I would try to like make it look better and stuff. But anyway, there's a guy who took excellent snake pictures, and his Instagram is I am making art as one word. But he posted a picture recently of a belted kingfisher sitting on top of a no fishing sign.
Mm.
It's not like a excellent picture, but it's the concept is hilarious.
It's the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. And he said, like the post says, I cannot believe this happened. LOL, 10 out of 10. And I'm like, that's almost not like that's close to the top for me. If I had a kingfisher sitting on something that said no fishing, like that's awesome. Like that's a sick picture, no matter what it
Yeah,
looks like.
that's almost like the lead photo of your what would we call them that we were doing?
It's like birds in weird places or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it was.
I've
Not
done
really weird.
zero
How
work on
many? Oh, you got zero of them? That's pretty good.
that. Yeah. I can only go up from here.
I didn't even pick anything to do. So you
It's true.
did better than I. You're at least collecting photos of what other people have taken of birds in interesting places.
That's what I'll do. I'll just,
Yeah.
what's the word?
Comprise. I don't know. Don't ask me. I say stupid
I
shit.
There is a word. It's not collect, but I keep thinking collect it.
You are collecting.
I don't know. There's a word. Post it. Whatever the word that we're thinking
Yell it.
about.
We
Post
might
it.
hear it.
Yell it at your
Yell it right
screen.
now. Yell it right now.
Comprise? No, that's not it.
I think I said that one, and so I wasn't far off.
Yeah. Oh, I almost had it. I almost had it. It's like on Dumb and Dumber when he's like, he's like, the. It's a tough one.
Yeah. Annual. Great movie.
Oh, one of the
Deep
best
cuts.
movies. 10 out
Deep
of 10.
cuts.
11 out of 10.
11.
Yeah.
Ooh, birds.
Birds. Yeah, I was staring at my 200 800 and thinking it was getting rusty because I was like, I need to. But you know what's funny? I find, and like this makes sense, and I hate it, but also it makes sense. If I take a long time to go out between outings for whatever reason, I find that I need to figure out what the camera is almost when I get back out there. I'm like, all right, yeah, so this button does this, and I take a picture, and I'm like, all right, I got to get low. I should put this here. But it takes like a couple of seconds or a few shots to be like, oh, right. Like, I remember how this works now.
Right. Rekindle that relationship.
Yeah. In the MMA world, they call it ring rust.
All right. I don't think that lens rusts, but just watch
No,
it.
it only cracks in half.
Yes, exactly. You're getting where I was going with that.
I did. But yeah, I want to get out. It's coming on that season. I think I like shooting in the winter quite a bit.
Yeah, I think when we were on with Ray, we both said like winter is kind of what we prefer. There's only small little slots in the spring, and in the fall they're longer, but they're a little more drab. Certainly colors and plumages and stuff. But in the summer, like good luck. Like it's a crapshoot finding anything. Probably why I go out for loons as much as I did. But yeah, the winter is just. It's nice to hibernate at home, but it's also nice to bundle up, get out there, and then recognize like, oh yeah, there's still stuff out here that has to survive, and the days are shorter, and sometimes the light is a lot lower and more dim, and these diurnal owls are out doing their thing. And what's the other one? Crepuscular. Yeah,
that's dusk and sunrise and sunset.
And sometimes dusk starts at 2 p.m.
It does when you're in this part of the world.
I sure felt like it today.
one week after daylight savings, you're like, it's 4 o'clock and it's dark outside.
Yeah, like if you have no sun, like 4 o'clock, you're like, oh, it's already getting very dark. I think last week when Teddy and I were hanging out, and it was like 4:30, and I'm like, oh, it's got to be like 7. Not even close.
Nope.
People weren't even off work yet.
Nope. I used to have a job where I did 12-hour shifts rotating. And sometimes you would arrive to work at 7 a.m., work inside for 12 hours, and then leave. And it was dark when you got there, and it's dark when you left. And you're like, does the sun exist?
That's me right now. Like I leave the house at 4:30 a.m. and I get home about 10 after 5.
Yeah, it's a big day.
It's a big day, but the Fridays are off. You just got to crank out 4 10s and your 3-hour commute to 1.5 there, 1.5 back, and call it a week, man.
Beefy commute, man. You're a champ.
20 years.
That's a long time.
Not specifically here. I've been doing it 12 years here. Did it 7 years. That was a half hour closer each way. So that certainly helped.
Okay.
Shaved an hour off. That was from Uxbridge. It was only about 45 minutes. But predominantly it's been over an hour, closer to an hour 20.
Yeah,
I've gone through a few cars.
just
just
10
mileage.
million kilometers.
It's like like, I'll buy a car and then I'll try to get, like, a small payment on it over 5 years, a couple $100, and then, like, after that 5 years, it's got 240,000. I might get
Mhm.
an extra year out of it, and then I'm back into a car payment.
Yep.
Just some little commuter.
Yep.
Yeah. I would love to
So
have a WRX or an STI or a not those STI, or,
well, not those ones.
or like a Toyota GR86, cool little fun little rear wheel drive
Yeah.
car. But like, I could drive so far in the snow. Premium gas, like I'll never financially recover from that.
Yep.
so Ford Fusion is what it is. Nice and comfortable.
I used to I used to when I sometimes I would go to the gas station with my first car and I'd be like, "You deserve premium today." Like, thank you, car.
I did that by accident. I pull in on last Friday. I go, I need some gas. I pull in 118. I'm like, this is awesome. Try to use my phone. I realize my phone doesn't have the card in it anymore. It has my credit card, but doesn't have my
Oh.
debit card. So I'm like, whatever. Go into my car, grab my wallet, put the debit in, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, good. Put my wallet back in my car. It's like, pick grade. I pull the thing out. I hit the grade. I'm like, fuck. I hit Supreme.
Yeah.
So
Did you commit?
I gave it $20,
There you go.
which was like 4.5 liters.
Yeah. Barely anything.
Got me there, got me home, and I'm like, you didn't deserve that, but you got it.
Your $240,000
Well,
or
when you
kilometer car.
when you yeah, when you go in at 118 and then you select 151, you're like, oh,
You're like, oh, right in the wallet.
that stings. That's per liter, by the way, for all the American listeners, which is
That doesn't help them, I don't think. Saying that's per liter. They're like, what the fuck is a liter?
times it by 4 to a degree
Ish. Yeah.
ish. Yeah.
Do you know this quote? What the fuck is the internet?
No,
No?
but we're definitely not getting monetized.
That's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Okay. Yeah, I know
Ben
James
Affleck's-
and Bob, but yeah, not as verbatim.
Ben Affleck's like, there's people, I think it was, no. Is it Jason Lee? Might have been Jason Lee. One of them, they're like, people are talking shit about you on the internet. Jay's like, what the fuck is the internet?
It was in that era, I guess.
Yeah.
But
also,
doesn't
they
Jason
were
Lee a like professional skateboarder?
I think there is a professional skateboarder named Jason Lee.
No, I'm. Isn't Jason Lee the guy that had that show? Like, My Name Is
Yeah, Earl.
Earl. That he was a professional skateboarder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at one time.
That's
I'm
awesome.
almost positive. Like, I'm sure it's the same guy.
I can see that. I've been rewatching My Name is Earl. I fucking love that
Okay.
show.
Well,
Great
Google
show.
it when you have a chance. I'm
I
pretty
should.
sure he was like a professional skateboarder at one time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Pretty sweet. I was
Getting
into
back-
skateboarding, so
Yeah.
Birds.
Getting back to birds.
Fuck birds.
I think I don't know about tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. There's some mallards that have been chilling in the pond over across the street. So I may just hang out with them for a little bit just to
Yeah, why not?
shake the rust off.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
It's a good species to get out and come back with some confidence.
Before the winter dewsping commences and the winter
Go out-
owling.
Go out at dusk, right about 4 p.m. That's that spicy Mexican rap.
It's coming back.
Yeah, go out before p.m. and try to get some bokeh.
I don't have a 2.8 like you, man.
F9 can do it.
Yeah. They have to be real close.
The bokeh.
I'll bring the
or
bread.
the ducks.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the boca.
Yeah, the bokeh's got to be close. That's what it looks like.
Well, that's what the 400-28 does.
The moon just gets wow.
I gotta stop talking about it.
No.
This should be like the hypocrite series.
The hypocrite series.
Yeah.
Well,
I
you know
went
who
from
was
like cheap, light, inexpensive
Oh,
to heavy, old, effective.
yeah. It's been a year, and you're like, you can do anything you need to with F11. Now you're carrying around a 1.8 and a 2.8.
But you can.
You can. You absolutely can.
The interesting thing is I blame Keith in a
Me
good
too.
way because he let me use that Sigma, and I'm like, wait, everyone was saying this thing is like unusable.
Oh, the 1 to 150.
And I'm like,
6.
yeah, compare it to native and like, yeah, okay, you can't use it in the same way, but like get your head out of your ass and figure out how to make the camera work better with it. And it works fine. So then it was like, okay, what else can I try? Well, I pick up the 135. Oh, oh, okay, this thing works too. And then Mike has this 400 2.8. Try it out on the track. Oh, this thing works too. And it's just like, but you can get one of these for like $3,500. So why would I get a 100 500 then?
Because it's like, oh, 100 to 5. I was picturing the 1 to 6 again, and I was like, because they're like $700.
Yeah. But if you're like 1 to 5 is a $3,300 lens. A lot of people throwing on an R7. Now you're shooting like f10.
At least the 1 to 5 is an L lens, so
It
you're
is.
kind
It is
of
an L lens.
comparing.
You're comparing it, but you're also comparing. That's why the price is what it is.
Mhm.
Because you can get the 100 400 and lose 100 millimeters and basically get the same thing. I'm sure a pro would get more out of the 100 500, but like your average shooter, I see a lot of average shooters running around with that
You get
100
hit.
500. Well, I think a lot of people had decided why not just go to the 2 to 8, and that's why it's so popular, because I'm going to get an extra 300 millimeters and I want what 2/3 of a stop.
Yeah, because it's 7.1 to 9.
8
I
to
think
9.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And but then they're usually on. I find they're either on an R5 or an R7. That's the most popular bodies.
The 2 to 8
Yeah,
or the 1 to 5? Both.
both.
Both, yeah. Yeah, the R7, I think, took the nation by storm.
Hmm.
And it took me by
Yeah.
storm. I miss it sometimes. I just like,
hmm
it was a good camera. The R8
I,
does well.
I think you'd be happier with the 200 and 800 on the R8. That's just my
Yes.
opinion.
No, I
If you had the
know.
1.5 or if you sold the 1.4,
Mhm.
maybe the APS-C is the way to go.
Yeah. I wonder now that the R6iii has been released, if the R8 II, if they're going to make that,
But what would
and
they
if
do
it'll,
to it? Is it
I
still
guess you could
single
have the
card slot?
sensor. Well, I don't know. Because if they were going to do the extra card slot, they'd have
You
to,
don't you don't get the performance. You
it
can't
wouldn't
put the
offload
30.
as fast.
Yeah, like you'd have I have a worse buffer because you have a slightly
Mhm.
bigger sensor, a slightly
We
bigger
do anyway,
file.
though.
You do anyway, but like that's why they added the CF Express like
Hmm.
slot in there so you can get that nice buffer clearing for the larger sensor. Like it just kind of had to happen together.
Yeah.
But if they like really cripple hammer that R8 and throw a bigger sensor in it, then like is it better than the R8, like the one, Gen 1? I don't know. I've been thinking about that. Like, is it really worth it at that point?
It depends on what your definition of better is. If it
Compared
has something,
comparable, would it have the ability to do 4K 120? Would they give it 4K 120? Don't you need the CF Express? No, you
the
don't.
R8 II that we're talking about,
Yeah,
uh,
the
what?
make believe
Wait,
one.
4K 120? Is that what you said?
Because the R6 III has it now.
Okay. I think,
The
yeah, I
R5
think the
had
R8
it
does 4K 30. I don't think it
60.
does. That does 60?
Yeah, and then
Interesting.
1080, 120, and 180, which actually the 180 looks really nice
Yeah.
for full HD.
Hmm. I was messing with the video stuff yesterday because, like, I don't, this is the only thing I really do video for. Or occasionally I've just, like, pushed the button and you're like, this might be a cool video. But I haven't,
Yeah.
like, looked at the settings. Like, I don't know, just whatever it was at the time. But
Mhm.
I've been digging into it just because I have some ideas. And I
Right.
was like, I should learn how to do this. I don't know what
Yeah.
I've learned, but I was looking at them.
If it's one thing, it's one thing more.
It is weird to me that, like, the menu doesn't have all of the options. It's like some of the options, and you have to go out, select high frame rate, then go
Yeah.
back in to select the
Yeah.
180 and
120
120.
and 120, 180. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, why make the jump? Why not just be like in the same
Yeah, like a
spot?
scroll, just a quick little scroll down.
Mhm.
It's almost like it has to like change it into a different setting. Like it might be doing something internally when you do that. Like you're turning something on.
Well,
Or
probably, but
or
why
or
couldn't that
disable,
still be?
like, because you still like, yeah, it's interesting because you have to like click the highest frame rate. Then that menu, when you go back up, changes when you go into it.
Yeah,
And there's a whole new gamut of options based on your, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it must be doing something. It must be switchboarding something. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
see what you're
assume.
saying, like, click on that, go into the menu, there's a sub menu where it's, like, high speed shooting or not,
Yeah.
and then just from there, it just switches. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's funny because like I know we've talked about this a billion times. Drink because I said we've talked about this. Um, but
Sorry.
the but the people always crap on Sony's menus, but I think actually all cameras menus are bad. You just get used to one, and when you switch or grab someone else's camera, you're like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck?"
Yeah. I think
So,
ergonomics and, like, that familiarization and stuff like that is, to a degree, something, but, like, you just
mhm.
get used to something the more you use it.
Yeah, like me,
Kinda
I gotta go
becomes
use it.
yeah. Yeah.
I
I know a lot of people that I threw the R8 in their hand and are like, "Nah."
It
And
doesn't
then
feel like a
they
beastie
may own it.
camera.
No, it doesn't, but, like, that's the kinda cool thing about it is, it's like it's something you can just sling around real easy, but you still get the full frame benefits.
Hmm.
It's kinda cool. That's kinda cool if you think about it.
Yeah, I do. I do envy the 32 megapixel sensor of the new one. I think that's a good area. Not that 24 is bad. I like 24 also, but I think 32 just gives you that little extra to maybe have some more options in terms of like, I don't know, cropping or
Like compositional crops and stuff where you're not gonna lose as
yeah.
much. You can't crop that much on the 24. You really shouldn't.
No,
If image quality is your goal or a goal that you wanna keep, some people say it's all about the moment. Some people say it doesn't really matter if image quality but if you're looking for superior image quality out of that, yeah, don't plan on cropping.
I try not to, but I know there are people who like I want to say depend on it,
Mhm.
and that would give a couple more options and not be the most
People don't
expensive
like to
thing in the world.
move people don't like to move their feet.
I don't.
And
I
I'm
hate
and I'm
walking.
not saying and I'm not saying it's because it's a choice they're making. I think sometimes it's an involuntary choice that they're not realizing they're making.
Hmm.
But they may find a cushy spot where it's like, "Oh, birds are coming through and giving me an opportunity, and, oh, I can just crop and topaz after," or something. Or
Yeah,
it's like, if you just, like, put the camera down, reassess, find a better spot where you tend to notice them congregating more too, set yourself in that area, there's no reason to crop. Like, just assess the situation a little bit better, put yourself in a better position, and you really won't have to use those crutches.
there was a day last winter that Craig and I went to TTP, and when we got there, the basically all the spots that we would normally shoot were iced over, and I didn't really see anything. I was like, where the heck is anything? And it was actually on the lakeside, kind of around the back side. Like, if you walk on the other side of those like inside ponds and then the lakes on
Oh,
the
yeah. It's where it's the larger part of the lake.
yeah,
Yeah.
there was a
East side.
cove somewhere over there that was open and like freaking everything was over there. There was like literally every kind of swan. There was the scalps and the there was redheads over there and there was a bunch of
Mhm.
stuff. But like where you had to shoot from was down 6 to 8 feet over the rubble and rebar. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going down there. So I like carefully got down there and I sat in like the dumbest position ever. I don't know if it was Dwayne or someone else, but they talk about the foot tripod, the boot tripod.
Yeah, yeah.
So I basically had the lens hood resting on my toes, and I was shooting with the screen, and I had a piece of rebar up my keister. But like that's where the birds were, so that's what I had to do. So that's what I did.
Episode title.
Rebar up my keister. All right, I'll
Write it
write it
down.
down.
Write it
I'll
down
write it
anyway.
down.
Don't lose focus, but write it
No,
down.
but like, yeah, I had to go to awkward, weird position to get any shot. Like if I shot from up top, it would just be the pointing down. And actually, I did get some nice headshots of some scalps. I saw tundra swans
Mhm.
like relatively close, and I was like, I hadn't seen one swimming. Usually you see them standing in the field or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is a tundra swan, and the only swan I get excited about seeing. And yeah, it was
That's
pretty cool.
fair. It's a good one.
It's the best swan.
It can be pretty good over on that side. It's just like it's a decision you have to make, and it
Mhm.
adds to the walk because like that's. Have you ever
It's
been out
out
to like
there.
Pipit Point and stuff?
Yeah, I think it was. Can't remember if it was over there specifically, but I have
Yeah,
been out there looking for other stuff.
there's lots of stuff seen out there. It's just it's you got to make a decision to go off that way, which I don't know. I don't do it too often, but I probably should.
Mhm. That was the day that I also scared the harrier up.
Mm,
Like I didn't even see her. We were just walking down the road, and she popped up like a couple feet off the trail. But since it was like there's dead grass, there was a little bit of snow, but it was like dead grass. So like she was brown. I couldn't see her, and
right,
she goes like boosh, and I was like, oh
right.
shit.
When Teddy and I were walking around looking for whitetail, first thing in the morning, speaking of spooking something, we walked right up within 4 feet of a bedded coyote and didn't even notice.
Wow.
It just it stood up, and we're like, "Whoa, what is?" And we looked, and it was light enough that you could tell, and then it just like stretched, and then just trotted off and up the ravine, and I'm like, Teddy,
Cool.
like, how were we that close to that thing? No shots, like anything like that, because it was just
Hmm.
like a fleeting moment. But like, it's insane how easily these things are missed. 4 feet,
Yeah.
5 feet. It didn't make a
Yeah.
noise. It didn't do anything. It just stood up, stretched, and walked away.
There's this isn't really wildlife. Well, it is wildlife. There's a I've talked about it before. The channel's called Camera Conspiracies. The dude's name is
Mhm.
Casey. He was filming a robin the other day, and he in his video admitted that this was the dumbest thing possible that he ever did. He doesn't know a lot about the wildlife that he's shooting, which is kind of fun to me because he's like, I found this, and he'll just make up a name for whatever it is. Like he's doing it in jest, like he's not trying to confidently say like it's this
Right.
thing that it isn't. But he's focused in on this robin, and in the foreground is an out of focus eastern bluebird just chilling in the tree that he didn't see at all until he checked for the footage later, and he was like, he was closer and
Yeah.
didn't go anywhere, and I could have
And it was,
shot that instead of the
and
freaking robin.
he used him for bokeh.
Yeah. Bluebird bokeh. Bloka.
Yeah, it works.
No,
Write it down.
no, I'm not writing bloka down. But yeah, I was like, how can you miss a blue bird in a brown and gray tree at this time of
Well,
year?
I
It's
think
like,
it really puts a point into how little he really cares.
that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like you can
Hmm.
tell he doesn't really care. Like it's just something to use as a subject.
Hmm.
He doesn't give a
Yeah.
shit,
No,
which is
but
totally
like,
fine. Actually, like you said, it's kind of funny that it's just like I'll just make something up and offend everyone, and it'll be fun.
yeah, it'll be funny.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's his whole shtick, like the whole camera
yeah,
conspiracies thing.
yeah.
I think is a joke, but he'll make like flatter things and like,
Though I don't know if that's a joke.
I don't know. Like,
I think that's his persona slightly coming out.
you think so? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he's a
saw him
weird
filming
cat.
once.
Like he seems like a nice guy, but he's he's a little weird cat. So like
Oh, he's
I could
definitely a
see
weird cat.
I could see him having some opinions.
I should bring my mug. I have a mug that I've definitely talked about this, that my sister-in-law made for me, that says I have opinions. It has a
Mm.
picture of a knife, a picture of a camera, and a picture of a bird, like little clip art things.
You
And I was
should
like,
be you should be drinking from that.
I
That
should.
should be your your
Is it
podcast
better
mug.
than this though? Like this is pretty on brand. This is pretty on
Oh, it's
par.
on brand, but like it doesn't show me any of your personality. It's just on brand.
You don't think my personality is a 100 or what is it, a 24 to 105? No.
Have you ever owned one other than the cup?
Negative.
There you go. Oh, you've
I
owned a
kind of thought
knife.
about it. It seems like a good lens for being fairly versatile, but
Yeah.
that's really it. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
shoot
And
much
you
in
can pick
there.
one up for like $250.
Probably like the Mark 1 version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I speaking of just cameras and things, because that's what this is for. Like I said, I was messing around with like the video settings of my camera week. Did it yesterday? I don't remember when. And I have this thought. I'm not going to spoil it, but I kind of want to start making videos. And I was playing with sort of. There's a guy who I like who does headphone reviews, and videography wise, like his videos are well put together and well produced. So I was like,
High
I wonder how
production.
he's getting these kind of shots. So I was trying to set up my camera facing down to kind of show something underneath, but have
Mhm.
like the under even more blurred out. And when you're doing that, you realize how narrow a 35 is. I don't have anything
Right.
wider. I'm
Right.
just like, oh, I gotta hold this like down here, and I wasn't getting
Yeah.
the look, and I was like, I need like a 16 or something
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, you really do. A
Yeah,
20 maybe. Yeah. 100%. You
yeah,
do need that's where that flexibility. Like with us, we can go out in the field and kind of like use our feet, whereas in a controlled area like that, you do need that flexibility
hmm
or the
but
ring.
I never so far have I been like, man, this is too wide.
Yeah.
Like, or I don't know if that was the right way of saying it. I've never thought like any of the lenses I have I would need wider
Mm.
until that point. Actually, there's been two times. That one and last year when the Auroras were. I only
Yeah,
had the
I was
50 at that point.
just gonna say that. Yeah. And 35 you can do, but like a 28 or a 24 or a 20 would be even better. I used
Yeah,
to
or like
shoot
Astro stuff. Yeah.
with the Fuji doing Astro, I used to shoot a 12 millimeter Rokinon manual focus.
hmm
And that was about, I think it was 18 with the crop factor of the Fuji.
They're 1.5, right?
Yeah. It was like about an 18, which was, it
Something like
was
that.
wide, but like to catch the Milky Way and get everything in it, cool.
Yeah.
Totally. The 35 just wouldn't really like capture its essence. You could focus in on a part of it, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't get the whole galactic core or whatever you call it.
Craig and I went on a canoe trip a couple years ago, and we stopped at Balsam Lake Campground. And for one night before we went over to where we were actually going the day after,
You went to like
and
Catchacoma or something, right?
I can't
It was
remember.
like
We were going into
Kawartha Highlands.
the Kawartha Highlands. I don't remember the lake
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
But we tried some Astro when we were at um, Balsam Lake, and I think I had the Sony at that point, and my friend from work had let me borrow the kit lens that came with his crop sensor Sony, which was like an 18-45. So I used that because I had it with me
Mhm.
on a full frame. So, but it obviously went into crop mode, but that was the widest thing I had, and that was actually kind of cool because there was like a arm of the Milky Way kind of across the lake,
Yep.
and I didn't know how to do Astro, but Craig had looked up some videos and kind of gave me some pointers, and I got stuff. But I was like, this could be way better. But it's cool. It was fun.
Yeah. It just takes a couple times of just experimenting. Like it's pretty easy. I just found like don't go over certainly for the focal length I was using. I think the focal length and the magnification makes a difference on how long you can hold your exposure until you start to get rotation and star trail.
Yep. Yep.
About for me, it was 25 to 27 seconds was max.
Yeah.
After that, you would actually could zoom in and start to see the star not be circular. It would
Mm-hmm.
just have a tail to
Little
it. Yeah.
line. Yeah. There was,
Yeah.
yeah. Craig had some, I can't remember what it is. I should look it up, but I don't want to. Some rule about like shutter speed and how long
Mhm.
and like I don't know. There was kind of like a rule of thumb that I was
Yeah,
attempting to use, but I don't remember what it is.
I can't remember it either. I would just often just shoot in bulb mode and just use a remote shutter
Yeah. That's
a lot
also
of
because you don't
times.
want, I obviously this didn't work, but I was like, oh, I'll go on the dock. It's a floating dock. It's like,
It's just bouncing.
that's not
You
going to do
could
it.
you could do it if you had like a 30-second timer and you run out, you hit it, you run back, and hopefully it settles. I don't
But
know.
if there's waves on the lake, it's not going to make a
Yeah, that's true.
difference.
Scrap that.
Go jump on the dock.
Yeah.
Camera
Well,
falls in the water.
that's art.
I guess. I've seen a lot of. Do I have a camera around
ICM.
here? Yeah. Hold on. I've seen a lot of videos on or reels that people are like, only real photographers and know what he's doing, and it's people going, and they take picture and they're going boom, and I'm like, what does that do? And I look it up, and everything's just a vertical blur.
Like it's like intentional camera movement, ICM.
Yeah, but they were talking about it for like artistic reasons and stuff. And the
Of
only
course.
time that I thought it looked kind of interesting, and one of the things said this, was that it's good for tall vertical things. So if you go to a forest and you do that,
Birch trees, stuff like that. Yeah.
it kind of looks watercolory and like
Yep.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anything else, I'm like, get that shmoo out of here.
Yeah. When people try to expand and we go, oh, this will work good for moving cars on a highway, you're like, no, wait,
No.
no, stop.
It'll look like
Stop
you
trying
have
to make.
astigmatisms.
Yeah, stop trying to make art. All right.
Don't try to make art. I want all fucking Autobahn bird book photos, just like side on, like there's you can see his wing bars.
At one time, I did, and I still like those. I think I've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
I still like those photos. Yeah.
Mhm.
But
I
I'm
do.
really drawn to like rim lights and backlights and bokeh. That's kind of the thing right now.
Yeah, I can't. Some people will disagree. My aunts mainly that I can't shoot art. Like I don't know what art is. Every time I try to art, I'm like, ew, I hate that. And I don't post them. But then I show like my wife or something, and they're like, oh, I like that. I'm like, why? You can't see anything.
Well, because like
I just don't get it.
they don't have any like heart and soul into it. So like one, they can look at it like not objectively, but they can look at it with like just more clarity to go, okay, like what does it make me feel like? With you, it's just like makes me feel like shit.
Makes me feel like poo.
Because I don't think I executed it. Whereas they're like, no, I
Yeah.
see something here. You can work off that. So it might like deject you enough to not want to continue and go down the path.
Yeah.
But you got to feel it.
I think my version of that is just trying to add some kind of behavior or something. A turn diving or coming out of the water, or like some of the funniest ones are when you get a diving duck kind of halfway through a dive and they're like their chin. Ducks have chins. The bottom of their beak is like facing up and they're kind of pointed and they're going whoop into the water. Like those are kind of funny.
Yeah.
They look like bowling pins, especially the red-breasted merganser or merganser.
When they
like
go,
a bowling pin.
When they go up before they go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the long-tailed ducks when they have when they're down, but their tails are still up and they have the wingtips.
Yeah.
So like, you can see them slapping down. Yeah.
The one day when they were diving by the bridge, I got a bunch of them. So you get like the tail that has a nice like fanned out with the long one in the middle.
There's the females that fan out, and the males usually I try to get the fan away and just get like the little like alien kind of
little Loch Ness alfalfa.
Yeah. I have a bunch of shots like that actually. They're kind of cool. If you get low enough and you can still get a background in there that's all creamy, it's a kind of cool shot.
I think if you hang on to that lens till the winter time, you can get some pretty sick ducks of that with like just a obliterated Toronto skyline with like a duck in the lower left or something diving like that. That'd be sick.
Here's a question.
3.
Will you carry the lens out there for me?
I will, because I want to try it.
All right. Like
put it in my backpack.
I've done some 5 or 6K walks with this thing, and like
boom, I also have a monopod.
Dude. I have the monopod too. The issue with the monopod is I find it puts a lot of stress the way I carry it on my collarbone and my shoulders. They're jacked now, so I'm good. But like, what a cool idea would be have a like a 40 or 50 liter bag that can house the thing with the proper like straps and everything and ergonomics to like carry the thing out, so you don't have to just lens Sherpa the damn thing, out of a bag. I think that would make a big difference to be able to like get to a spot and then set up. This lens isn't a let's find out what's gonna happen lens. It's I have an idea. It's a post up. It's a post up or like get to a spot. Yeah, then post up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That makes sense.
I have not been shooting it that way because like I want to experience the fatigue. I want to experience how cumbersome it is. I want to experience, is it useful to be the run and gun. And the third one, it's not. It's
You
definitely not a run and gun.
did you get TCs with it?
Yeah, I got a two. I got
Oh,
the EF2X version 3.
just the two?
Just the two right now.
You know, yeah. Have you used it
I
much
don't
with that?
0 times.
Okay.
None of my shots have been with it. I used it at the track in the summer once with Mike. I think it personally degrades the quality quite a bit. I think a 1.4 would be even better.
Uh-huh.
And then the focus isn't as good.
No. And
What
that's
does
what
well
you
with
hear.
what does well with a 2x? Like, tell me a lens that really does well with a 2x.
Hmm.
Most lenses do well with a 1.4, but like I just don't know which one does really well with a 2x. There's certain situations where like a 600 f4 with a 2x getting you 1200 at 8, like that might be useful in a certain area. Maybe if you're in Churchill and you got uh a polar bear far enough away and you're in this situation and it's nice to have the focal length and you're okay with losing a bit of image quality in that
Mhm.
situation. But like you're not going out and lugging this fucking thing around and then going, "Oh, I'm gonna degrade the image quality now." And
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
fair.
So you have to make the sacrifice to go. It's kind of when I shot with the 135. Like I might come home with nothing because what I want is going to have to be a certain proximity.
Yeah. Oh, Ted's
She
here.
agrees. He agrees. He agrees.
He
I'm
agrees.
sorry, Ted.
That's okay. He has no
Wait,
balls, so he's kind of girly anyway.
me either. But but
Me
yeah, it's
either.
I don't think the 2x will touch that lens with me when I have since for the meantime when I have it.
That's fair. I I was thinking if you ask other people what the 2X works
Oh, I
on.
won't.
No, don't. But I've seen a lot of this on Facebook groups, like Canon Facebook groups. People, I don't know why this is a thing. And if you're listening to this, don't do this. But people have the 1:4 f8 and put a 2 times teleconverter on it. I'm like, that
And
teleconverter,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna, is the same price as that lens.
Yeah.
And if you sold both and got that, you would be better
Yeah.
off.
Yes. And then they'll boast about the photos and like
Yeah.
comment one and go, look at it. Like it speaks for itself. And I'm like, oh fuck, it
Yeah,
speaks
it
something.
speaks shitty English.
Yeah.
Like me.
I actually like when I buy a lens, I joined a 135 Facebook group. Don't know why.
Mhm.
Then
I do the same thing. And
then
I'm
I
like,
had this
ew,
lens.
I hate all these
Then I
people.
had okay, yeah. But then if you assume that if you join a 400 2.8, and I've seen a lot of them with RF 400 2.8s. I've seen a lot of
Oh,
them with
the
you right.
dream.
And you're like, oh, this has to be like cream of the crop. And then you're like, is this a 75 300 group?
Oh no.
Oh,
It's rough.
it doesn't. My point is, I think the people that are in groups, not everyone, but the majority of them are just of the same experience or quality
Mhm.
of shooters. Like they need each other because they're growing, and you know what I mean. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy to think that somebody with an RF 400 2.8 is growing.
Yeah. It's
That's the
insane.
kind of that's the shocking part to me. But let's be real. Some people have lots of money and they can do stuff like that. And I'm not gonna
Sure.
like bash them for it. But I just expected a little bit better of quality on average. A lot of them are sky shots, blue skies, a bird on a single perch way up in the sky. I saw one that had okay. Who shoots a 400 2.8 and does a sky replacement?
No one that I want to hang out with.
Clip it.
Clip it.
No,
Clip
but
it.
like I understand that everyone goes through like the ugly stage.
I'm still in that stage.
Everyone goes through it. Some people are still in it. You know what I mean though, but like everyone has to go through it. There's been a lot
Yep.
of conversation I've seen about like post things that are meaningful, post things that are different, post things that are worth posting. And it's like I don't disagree with that. But that's because you're already over that hill of the Dunning-Kruger. You're already kind of halfway up of learning again and understanding that confidence is usually sometimes everything and skill isn't there yet. So you've
Mhm.
understood that. other people haven't. So to kind of hold them to that standard is kind of like, no, they have to go through that too. Let them. And the ones
Yeah.
that don't get over the hill or don't come down the hill or don't start to gradually ascend again, just weren't meant to.
I think people get
But I
to a
think it's
certain
still
point.
useful.
Yeah. I think people tend to get to a point of their own motivation.
Hmm.
And if that's 3/4 of the way up the hill, that's fine. Um,
Do you think somebody telling them though that they need to be more meaningful, even though they might not be there in that stage of their career or hobby, is positive reinforcement, or soliciting advice that's maybe unwarranted?
it's not our whole jam. You just throw out advice that it's unwarranted. But like,
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just a question. Yeah, I don't
yeah, yeah.
know.
Eh, I I've definitely been the guy that's like, this
We all
sucks.
have.
Don't post this.
Mhm.
Um, I've definitely run into issues because of doing that. I've actually I don't tend to go on Facebook much anymore. I moved it into a folder on my phone that's called Don't, and I don't open it
I
unless
like
I'm
that.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
unless I want to go on Marketplace to look for something. Like right now,
Yeah.
I'm not getting into this, but I'm going to when I can. It's iPods, and I know that sounds dumb, but there's so many mods you can do to old iPods to make them
Mm.
fucking awesome, and I want to do that.
All right.
But
That's fair.
uh, huh?
So that's fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
Um, I don't even know where I was going with that.
Um, Not being on
Ah.
Facebook, soliciting an unwarranted advice
Oh,
or
yeah, yeah.
unwanted
I don't go on
advice.
Facebook much anymore because I've ran into too many annoyances in there, and
Yeah.
it was me at some points, but then it's other people doing that to other people, and
Mhm.
like there's plenty of people who just like a bird, and all they need is their cool pics P950 or whatever they're called, or P1000X,
Yep.
and they post a grainy picture of a cardinal taken from 17 miles away, and they're like, look at this pretty bird, and you're like,
Yeah.
good for you, like that's
Yeah.
fine.
I don't think those are the ones that I'm really myself talking about. I think it's the ones that you think you see that are pushing some sort of, reels. Take a look at my work. Um,
Oh,
should I be able to quit after this photo? And then they'll
oh,
post it's a reel that's like, do you think this is the perfect photo? Should I quit after this one? And then you'll see them post this photo. It's like, when you click on a program on Windows and it won't open, it's like burn out. Like that's the noise I want to hear, but they
yeah.
don't add that.
I think if the moment you say, what do you think, or should
Mm,
I, or pose a question, you have to be open for both sides.
okay.
So you might think this is the best photo you've ever seen.
Right.
And if you post it and say, what do you think? You're opening yourself up to people to go, that fucking sucks. Please
So you
stop
sh-
posting.
so you should just own it and say this is the best photo I've taken. Because it is the best
Sure,
photo you've
it could
taken. It's
be.
not the best photo that Kyle's seen. It's
Right.
like the worst experience in Kyle's life is the worst experience in Kyle's life. It may not feel that to me. It's
Yeah.
still the worst experience in your life. Yeah.
This is not the same thing, but I was just watching a video where a guy was testing. He was eating cake, but he was eating all the cakes from a certain place. And
Okay.
the first one he tasted, and he ranks them. And the first one he tasted, he was like, "Well, you're going in first place because I haven't tasted any more."
I have to put you
Yeah.
here.
So
Yeah.
if that is your best photo, that's your
Yeah.
best photo, and that's fine.
Right.
But if you want critique or you're asking for opinions, you have to know you'll get both sides, even if it's
I
the
don't
best picture ever.
I don't see a ton that are of both sides. I actually see a lot of positive reinforcement. And that may be a good thing, but
Hmm.
like because it keeps you motivated, it keeps you pushing, but it's also a little bit of a lie, a white lie. So like
It
do
kind of
you
bugs me.
Do you tell them the truth? I now just ignore it and avoid it and move on. Like, I am not engaging.
Yeah. That's the best
Um,
move.
enough people are
Listen to
going
Bambi.
to there's so many nice people out
Thumper.
there that will post it and genuinely wanna make you feel good about it and say 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
And that's
Uh,
okay. That's good, but, like, I would be more apt to go, "Yeah, probably not, but, keep at it." So it's
yeah,
like,
sure.
"Yeah, you're wrong, but keep at it." But, like, I don't even do that anymore, and it's
Yeah.
just I'm not the positive reinforcement guy. I also don't wanna be like the beat you down while
Right.
you're trying to grow. So
So if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Or just don't say anything at
it's
all.
it's so not me. So it's interesting. It's so not me because I don't say things nice a lot of the times because I'm brutally honest.
Yeah.
So I have to just not say something at all.
Yep. I believe in being honest, direct,
Mm.
straightforward.
Yep.
I've learned that there are certain people in certain places that don't
Yep.
like when you speak
Yep.
direct and truthful and to the point.
For
They
sure.
want you to sugarcoat it a bit.
Yep.
And
And you let them down.
well,
In
I didn't
theory, though,
let
you
them
let them
down.
down. Like they almost thought that like you would just like play along, and you're like, oh fuck, which makes them feel even more like you
Yeah,
know,
maybe.
yeah.
But yeah, it's
And this isn't a
cute.
pedestal thing. This isn't like a I'm here. I think that you're like no 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 no. Like I hate my photos just as much as you probably
Oh
do.
yeah.
Like I move on from my photos so quickly that there's not a lot of there's emotion when I take it. There's emotion when I edit it. There's
Mhm.
that dopamine, I guess, when you post it, and then I'm on to
Dope.
the next thing. Then I'm on to the
Yeah.
next thing. So like I try not to like linger too much. And I linger
Okay,
even less
cranberries.
with let it linger. I could bust out the guitar and play that song. I can
I
actually
know you
play that
can.
song. Um, but yeah, like it's not like a you should do work like me. It's not a comparison. It's nothing like that because I personally think a lot of my stuff misses the mark too. But like it's just my idea is I go out, I see what I see, I post what I see. It's what you get.
Yep.
So there's not a lot of thought. This is just more of a discussion,
Yeah,
because I think a lot of
totally.
people would listen to this and go like, "Who the fuck's this guy think he is?" And it's like, you're right. I don't think I'm anything, so it's
Nothing.
okay.
I'm
It's okay.
absolute nothing.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I just want to know like what the census, at least for you, was on when you would see a situation like that. And I think you hit it right. Just don't say anything at all. If you're planning on saying something negative, scroll away or close the app and go on about your day.
I think if I guess the only situation, and it not the only situation, but if someone asks, if they're like, "Hey, I really like this picture. I want to know what you guys think." Maybe you have to judge by their tone. Like if they're like, "I really like this, but I want to know what you think." Clearly they're a fan. And if you have some critique, it has to be sort of like sugar-coated critique, if that makes sense.
Because you already know they're invested emotionally.
Right.
Yeah.
But if someone's like, "Is this a bad picture or a good picture?" You're
Yeah.
like, "It's a
It's like
bad picture because
they're
X and Y."
undecided. Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
have a more of a chance to be a little bit more direct in that
Yeah.
case.
And I think you and I do that a lot. Like if you're unsure about something, we'll like, what do you think of this? When I say what do you think of this, is because I don't know.
The funniest one example of that was when you sent me a picture of the two longtails standing
Yeah.
on the ice. I was
Out of
like,
the
"What? It's
water.
just two ducks on the ice." And you're like, "Have you ever seen a duck or a longtail duck on land?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a good point." No.
But the funny thing is it wasn't forward and obvious enough to go, wow. Because there wasn't that wow factor to the photo. It was just
Mhm.
the behavior, and that didn't push the photo enough for it to be noticeable.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting
If
thing.
you know,
Like, you're right. The behavior was the thing you were capturing, but me being
it was
oblivious.
flat though. It was flat. Like
Yeah.
it was very, very, very specific behavior that you'd have to know the species really well to understand. It's not something you see all of the time, but if you went there a lot, you would get that. And probably a better thing, maybe a wing flap while the other one's preening or picking at the
Mhm.
ice. Or I just got them just one laying and one. I think the other one was preening.
One maybe one. I don't remember. One might have been sleeping with its head behind it. And It's
I deleted it.
yeah, it's gone.
It's in the
Gone
recycling
from the
bin.
universe.
Yeah. But if I was to want to try to win a competition, I may have photoshopped it to be better.
That's always an option.
Segue.
Segway. You didn't have to say Segway. People.
I know.
Yeah, Matt sends me a message the other day and shows me a picture. And
I'm sure a lot of people know about this.
okay, so it's from an article on. I have it pulled up. It's from an article on Petapixel how a bird photographer of the year won't elaborate on why it's disqualified the winner. And he's like, he sends me this picture and he's like, check this picture out. What's wrong with it? But I'll tell you, the first thing is this. He says this was shot at 1/250 shutter speed. And I was like, okay. Open the picture.
On a tripod, stationary, like it was just like a posed with a remote shutter. Yep.
Yeah. So I opened the picture, and the picture is. You can look at this up. It was posted November 10th. But it's like a field of marigolds, and the buddy's kind of set up his camera in like a. I don't want to say a trench, but like between two rows.
Yeah, it's like a low angle shooting up through the flowers. Yep.
Yeah. And there's 4 barn swallows, I think. Cliff swallows.
Are they fork-tailed?
No. Fork-tailed swallow? I don't know.
No, like if they have like more of a fork, I think they're barn.
Yeah, it's got the trailing thingies. But yeah, it's got 4 barns. 5. I saw another one. There's 5 barn swallows.
He added another one just live right now.
Yeah, no, I just didn't see it. It's in the back.
Sorry,
but they're all perfectly frozen in place and perfectly sharp. You can't do that at 1/250 of a swallow. Not a chance.
Maybe if you're like the best panner in the world and it's not a stationary shot, you might be able to get 1 or 2. Let's be real. Like you'd have to be insane to do that. But this is a stationary tripod or like laying in the grass type shot with a remote shutter. They're coming towards them.
Yeah.
And they are crisp at 1/250th.
Oh yeah. And I was like, immediately I was like, nope. Like, cool looking image.
Yeah, sure. As graphic art, sure.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
It is not a photo. And it bothers me that I think he won a silver and then they took it away later.
Well, they awarded it, had the photo, made the post, published the photo in the book. So it went that far, and then they realized, which I don't think they realized. I think they were tipped off.
That's what bugs me, that they didn't realize.
Because they said like after extensive research, it's like, well, no, you got tipped off, and then you looked into it and asked the guy if he could supply a raw, which I think was I thought that was the criteria for any winners.
Yeah, and he said he
couldn't supply it, and then like people are spending money on this. They're hard-earned dollars, $15 an image, whatever. You could be spending a couple $100 on images if they put 20 in. Then to potentially see something like this happens. The crazy thing I find is I think you're going to see more of this. This isn't the first time. It's going to get worse as we go. Does that leave a bad taste? Like as someone like you and I that haven't gone into contests, I've gone into free ones, but like paid ones, does that make you step back even more and question if it's worth going in them?
Because I'm like,
yes. He's shaking his head aggressively. Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm like, who the flip is judging this if they think that that's possible? Like, okay, best case scenario, there's a exactly swallow flying speed headwind, and all of them happen to kind of freeze, and that's when you happen to take the picture.
Oh. It was like a gusty wind that just kind of maybe stopped them.
But like,
but don't you need to still supply a raw for that example?
You definitely would or should. Like, I thought that was common knowledge because I don't think generally you'll get. Well, maybe they won't like it still, but I don't think you'll get slapped on the wrist if you like edit it and like change colors or add masks and stuff. But like if you're adding something,
they don't want you to do a ton. Like if they will deem it if it's too unoriginal. I don't know what that criteria is, but I do know they're somewhat limiting.
if you, this might be a weird question with this image specifically. In this image, what is the subject to you?
The flowers.
The flowers?
Well, because the birds were never there.
Okay. All right. Let's forget about that part for a second. If you didn't know that and you looked at the picture, what's the subject?
Oh, well, I still think it's. I know it was put into a bird photography
Okay.
competition, so I'm going to say the birds.
Can you add the subject into the picture?
I do all the time.
You like playing with AI though. Like
I know. I actually do it, but I usually post it to my story, and some people are like, "Wow!" And I'm like, "Oh, I just want to tell you."
But like, I think that the problem is if you add with AI or with Photoshop or something the subject of the photo,
right?
That's a different thing than if you're taking something away from the photo to make the subject stand out more, like a leaf or a stick or something.
What if it was like, let's just say it's not bird photographer, it's just world photographer of the year or something, and you have a flock of 6 caribou and you take out 4 of them because 2 of them are doing the magic moment and the other 4 don't matter?
I think that's the same as removing a stick. So if you're like, this is what I want you to focus on and these other elements are distracting, that's the same thing as removing a stick, in my opinion. There was I was watching
the same mindset.
I was watching I think it was a Peter McKinnon video a long time ago.
What's
up, guys? And he was I think it was Peter McKinnon. He was showing a picture that won a contest and then later had its award revoked. And it was like sort of an architectural photograph of straight up, and there was an airplane flying through a gap in something. I don't remember what the gap was. It was a window or a space between some buildings.
It was like a frame within a frame framing the.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was determined later that plane was added to the photo. Like there wasn't actually a plane flying over. He didn't like line it up. It wasn't real. Like he added the plane in, and they disqualified him for the same reason.
It's a pretty big deal in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because now, in my opinion, the plane is the subject.
Right. That's what makes the picture cool.
Yes. Because nothing is not that engaging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A plane is like believable, but if it was like Superman, like flying through, like
Superman would have been really funny.
You know what I mean, though? It's great. Like that's graphic art. That's great in my opinion. That's a fun photo, but like it's almost the same as adding the plane at that point. Is that a bird? Is that a plane? No, Superman, bro.
I don't think it's in this article. I think it was in some other sleuthing that you did or something else. But the guy posted, I think on Facebook or somewhere, the picture without the birds in it.
Which is, it's easy to remove the birds. I've thought about this. And then add the text and make it. It is easy to do that. But I'm just wondering, because he posted that on October 6th. And that was before we heard anything about this. So I'm just wondering if, like, could you imagine if he, like, outed himself by, like... I don't think it is. I think it was the speed. That's ultimately what I think it is, was the settings.
The speed and not being able to provide the raw.
My point is, if you didn't have the raw to start with, then why didn't you say 1/2500th of a second?
Yeah, lie better. Basically, what we're saying is, if you're gonna lie better.
Lie so good that you believe yourself. Like you have to convince yourself too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. If the lie's not gonna work.
Second, like, because now I'm just wondering, like, how many of the people had to submit raws, especially as a silver. Second place last time I checked.
Yep. By standard rules of the earth.
By standard rules, yeah. So was it only like first place, or was it nobody? So then now you're questioning the authenticity of and the quality of, like you said, the judging.
I'll read a quote from the Metapixel article. It says, in BPOTY, which I assume is Bird Photographer of the Year,
Correct.
competition rules, it says shortlisted entrants must submit a RAW file or an original untouched JPEG for authentication and forensic purposes. So it
Okay.
has or a RAW file or an original
Yeah,
JPEG.
because not everyone shoots raw.
Right.
Not everyone likes Jared Polin.
um,
But my point is how it got to the furthest point of being published in the book, being printed and being distributed. Then that raw was asked to be provided,
it makes
which
me think that.
means
Sorry.
go ahead. No,
No, I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say it makes me think that people who are judging Bird Photographer of the Year don't know birds, which doesn't make sense to me.
You'd have to question you'd have to question that. And this isn't
Is
like
it
a shit piece. You know what I mean? This
no?
isn't like we're gonna like this is just questions. I think a lot of people are asking right now. It's kind of a hot topic. Like, what does that do for the reputation of Beepody?
Peapody. That's good. Well, I don't trust Beepody anymore because
It's B potty now.
Beepotty.
Right down the potty. That shit be
Be
down
the
the
potty.
potty.
That
No,
shit
I'm not
should be
gonna.
down the potty.
I'm not gonna talk bad about the organization. I'm sure it's been doing wonderful numbers, and everyone loves it. And 33,000 images were submitted, and people enjoy it, and it creates a lot of revenue for them. But like, you gotta question like how many times has this happened in the past, and what are they going to do moving forward to preventing this to happen? Because I can make some compelling video now that nobody even notices that's AI.
Yeah.
Images is the thing of the past. Like, anybody can make an image that looks so authentic. I think I could make ChatGPT or other AI engines create me a raw file that could pass with EXIF data. I think I could do that. So how are they going to prevent
That'd
that?
be fun.
No, I think you can.
Um, you said about the videos, the two that you sent or post. I think we talked about those with Mark. Um, but the two, was it Mark? I said that right? Right? It was Mark.
Mark was last. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. The one of the loon that takes off and hovers and then like
Wonderful.
it's ridiculous. But the one of the deer who just kind of like breathes, that would pass 95% of people on the internet. Guaranteed.
Yep. Yep.
And
I've thought about comprising like all of the clips that I have into a reel because a lot of the production is pretty high value just because the way it aliasly filters it and all that. Like, it does a really good job of making it look
cinematic.
what cinematic. I was gonna say it's not cinematographic. That's fucked up.
Cinematographic.
Urethral and
Exactly. That's the
and
best
and I've
running joke we have.
and I've considered like putting him into a reel and posting it because it would flow so good, and a lot of the clips are so realistic you wouldn't even notice. But then there's
Yeah.
the authenticity of like, are people going to go, I just can't trust this guy now, and it was just a gag.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that. That's why I just post them in my stories as funny stuff.
Yeah. And like I know that about you,
Yeah.
but
Some people don't. I've lost
some people
a
don't.
couple followers when they're like, "Oh, this guy posts AI," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, but I'm not like trying to pass it off as shit. Like, I'm not posting a photo and like writing a caption and then like pretending it's authentic."
Yeah, I walked 6 miles into the wilds of Algonquin and saw this bear.
So I do that. I just don't see the
Yeah,
bear.
you don't see the bear, and you're not gonna AI it. You're gonna post a nothing. You're gonna be like, I saw nothing.
Literally, and I'll talk about it on the podcast. Go, yeah, we waste our
Yeah, I
time.
saw shit all.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an interesting intersection of time here that
Mm-hmm.
it's tough to decipher what's right, what's real, and what's not. And I'm not even against it. Like, obviously I use it, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough as we move forward. I'm just wondering next year if they're going to have 33,000 entries or not. Is it going to be
Oh,
23,000? Is it going to be
that'd be a cool.
13,000?
That'd be a cool thing to check back into.
Yeah. I
See if
also
it.
want to do a shout out for Rain. He was a guest Rain Saulnier, Wings
Hmm.
by Rain. YouTube, he did a breakdown of Bee Potty, of all the winners, the camera gear used, all the analytics to maybe potentially give you a better chance at getting a photo. So I suggest you check out that video. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There's a lot of good information in there. And if you don't want to listen to the information, then I suggest just photoshopping because sometimes that works too.
Yeah. I'm curious if you could ask AI to make a raw, or like,
I think you could.
that'd be interesting. I
Okay.
wonder if
Do you know
there's.
how like you've seen like LUT series and Woodland series like presets? You can just ask it to make the recipes for you. You don't have to buy them anymore. So there's a hot tip for all you guys.
How do
You
you
could
do
just
like
okay, so it won't actually create the XLM or whatever the files are
the
called.
file name? Yeah.
What it will do is they'll give you the recipe, 12 up on the brightness, minus 12 on the
Oh, I see.
turret. So all I do is I just go into Lightroom and I'll create a new preset, change them all, save it, add it to a folder.
Sell it.
We actually have Angry Bird podcast presets. I have a double pack of 20 that I could potentially sell to you listeners if you want, but I will let you know that most of them are pirated. Is it?
Shh.
No, I'm not selling it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
They're all for my own. But is it really pirated? Like, they're just copies of like popular green tinges and forest fades and golden glows. Like everybody has them. Do you think that like Lutz stole them from Woodland series? Probably. Like they probably are all have their hands in each other's pockets, like recreating. So what's the difference of me just exploiting AI and taking the preset recipes and just recreating them for my own personal use and yours if
Yeah.
you'd like to buy them for $12.99.
Well, there's definitely like, I know that I've been like, I like the way so and so edits the picture. I wonder if I can fart around with these sliders and get kind of close. And
That was the old way.
yeah, and even
Yep.
I'll say this. I'll go this far. Uh, I really like the way certain people make YouTube videos and reviews. So what I did the other day, or what I started to, is kind of write down the recipe of the video. So I was like, from 0 seconds to 5 seconds, it was like a
Hmm.
B-roll shot of whatever. And from this seconds to this seconds, it was a sponsor. From this seconds to this seconds, it was talking head. From this seconds, it
Yep.
was B-roll again.
Yep. Yep.
Just so I have a starting point from where I can then like, oh, I shouldn't have myself talking about something for 10 minutes. I should intersperse other things. And if I
Right.
know what I like, I can emulate it. I don't want to say copy, because it wouldn't be the same video. I'm not reviewing the same thing, or I'm not talking about the same subject. I just go, I like the way this is created. I wonder if
It's
I can create something.
it's a working template.
People have traced images forever, or like looked at a painting or whatever and done it again. Like,
I think people get offended when it's like not like a human that's like put the effort in to like do
that's
it
true,
themselves. I think that's
especially
the
with art.
disconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because art is so subjective and it's like so it's
People,
art is some of the most human types of like expression, right? So like to
definitely.
take that away takes away the feeling and stuff like that.
The
So
human.
it's like, yeah, I actually like I'll plug this. Like I wrote a Substack and like I talked to you about it and you're like, did you write it or did you use AI? And I said, well, the premise and how everything broke down and the way that the day went along was me. And you've heard me talk on here. You've heard me try to use words. You um it's not my strongest suit. I think I definitely express myself better via an image than I do maybe words. So
Verbiage.
I allowed AI to structure it a little better, so you can
Hmm.
tell that maybe it's a better read. And then Kyle was like, it just doesn't feel like you though, and I've taken that to heart. So it's a bit of mixture of the two. So I can see what you're saying, where you're like the human has been removed slightly.
Yeah, but at the same time, like th- there there are people who speak better than both of us.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and if the AI is learning so I've been writing some stuff recently, and I've been using AI. But what I've been doing is I'll have an idea or concept of a sentence, and I'll be like, make this better or whatever, and then it'll spit out like 10 options, and I'll be like, oh, I kind of like this part of this one and this part of this one, and then I won't copy and paste it. I'll type it and maybe change a word here and there.
Yep.
Like, oh, I
Yeah, I
would
did
have
that too.
said, yeah,
Yep. Yep.
that's one way of doing it. Like, I don't
Well,
want to see.
everyone has a proofreader, right? Like even if you write a novel, I don't want to
Yeah,
cut you off too much, but
no, you're
like they
good.
have somewhere where the guy goes like, okay, you got a good start, but like let's restructure this.
Hmm.
And then the publicist
Definitely.
might do the same thing. And then the publisher might do the same thing. So like
Hmm.
what you started with, and by the time you out your novel or your book is something so much more polished and refined, but it's not actually your words. It's been built upon. So that's kind of what I'm using it for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just I think I wanted to caution you or the
Yep.
listeners to just like don't 100% use it. Use it
Yeah.
as the tool that it is. I mean
Mhm.
that in both senses. To be
Yeah,
to
no
be
doubt.
like to help me out, like
Yeah.
to lend a hand, to be
Assist.
an
To be an
editor. I like that.
to assist. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. And that's definitely like there was words in there or sentences that just looked they seemed so cheesy or so like obvious that I'm like, no, no, that's not how I would do it. Let's adjust that a little bit.
You know what's a
Yeah.
tell that I didn't know was a tell
The
until
dash, the what the hell is that thing
yeah,
called?
that I can't remember,
Yeah.
but the AI
Yeah.
loves hyphens.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'll even there's a
You know
couple
why it
times
loves hyphens? One that's
no.
proper grammar, but it's also like the way it extrapolates the way that we speak.
Oh, okay.
So the way we draw out sentences and stuff like that, it's necessary to have that there to continue the sentence because it's not a new sentence and it doesn't deserve a colon,
Okay.
comma, sorry. Like, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
it's just a way to
Break.
almost just what I just right there, a break or a breath. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I used like I said, I was using it recently, and I went back and just erased all of them. I was like,
Sure.
even if it was the proper use of one, I was like, nope, take all the dashes out.
I
'Cause I wouldn't
yeah.
have used it.
I saw someone on because Substack has a little bit. I think they call it notes, and it's kind of like their own like social media, small little posts. And
Okay.
someone said, "It's obvious when people use AI. I don't like it. It's the," and then use the same word. It's a dead giveaway. And then someone commented and said, "Some of us actually know proper punctuation. Do you know?" So like some people are like well written enough to be able to use them properly. So it's not a dead giveaway for everybody, but it's definitely a dead giveaway for me if you've ever listened to
I think it's just also the
it.
tone is so like it's like eloquently bland. Like there's no
Yeah.
it sure is correct, but it doesn't have the like
Yeah.
I don't know, feel or like the little messy things. Like we're all people that are gonna bork up basically everything we do,
Yep.
and it doesn't have that. It's
Mhm.
just like, and you're like,
Yeah, it
oh,
just spits out generic, bland stuff. Yeah,
mhm.
that everyone's now used to seeing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, I totally understand your point of it. Yeah, 100%. And I
But
haven't posted a second one yet because the second one I'm actually trying not to utilize it,
oh,
which takes
did
longer.
I scare you away from it?
Imagine that. No, no, no. It's actually like it's like asking somebody callback if it's a good photo or not.
Yeah,
If you're asking that question, then you have to accept their answer,
that's fair. Yeah,
right? It's the same thing.
especially if you trust the person.
You have to trust the person because everybody that's reading that doesn't know me like Kyle does is not gonna understand that that may not be the way that I extrapolate things or that I'll explain something. You can pick it out very easily. But like a generic audience might just enjoy the read because it's
Yeah,
structurally better than what I could do. So there's that side of it too. but somebody personally that would know me, and not a lot of people would read it that do know me. I'm looking for a more broader and expanding, the audience that I think I could get away with a little bit for them, but certainly not for somebody that would know me as well as you. So I got to
Oh,
take that into consideration. So this is,
yeah.
I think, where we kiss.
Okay. Can you deliver a cold through a podcast medium?
We can do our
If
best.
I sneeze into this, will it like end up in your headphones?
Should we write down "This is where we kiss"? Is that a good
Asterisk. Yeah, we'll have liner notes.
episode title? This is where we kiss.
This is where we kiss.
No,
That's not a bad one.
All right, it's not bad.
I wonder if we titled it "This is where we kiss," if we'd get more or less views.
It couldn't be less.
That's true. That'd be tough to do. But if it was more, I don't know what that would mean. I don't want to do it. It's too scary.
We tapped into a new demographic.
We ain't tapping.
No, speak for yourself.
Oh, well, fair. I was watching a video recently of the channel I talk about all the time, Rhett and Link.
Yeah.
Good Mythical Morning. They were reading fan fiction that people wrote about them. And people are creative. I'll say that.
Sure. For sure. I'm not one of them, but they exist.
Yeah. And they were acting out stuff that, not like to the end, but like the setup, the romance, and the like. Yeah. It was really funny. It was really
setting
funny.
The mood. Yeah, of course.
Maybe if we start having fan fiction, like we've made it at that point.
Yeah.
I think.
You know what I would like to do though? I would like.
How's this going to turn out?
I would like to get some questions. I would like to get some. We need some interaction. Yeah, we really do. I'm looking for interaction. We got some big news coming up. We got some potential big news coming up. Later episodes. We need some interaction. We need some questions. We need you guys to get involved because we can only spout for an hour and a half or 2 hours on so much ourselves. We do a pretty good job on it, I think. But it's only going to elevate the quality that you guys are going to get out of the conversation if you put your 2 cents in.
Yeah, I'd love to do a Q&A section, or
or a live
advice live stream.
If you get enough questions and enough people interested in doing that and they're growing, it's like, okay, we have enough that we could do something live where we could interact more because, between the two of us, we know enough people that we should be doing this already.
Yeah. I don't know if you've checked the inbox, but it's all like, hey, are you the so-and-so of Angry Bird? I'm so-and-so, and I can help you grow your shit. I'm like, I don't believe any of these.
Yeah.
They're all...
every day there's something. It's like, it's Jason from blah, 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 and I can help grow your... Yeah. And I'm like, Jason,
fuck off.
I've never tried to use anything to grow something unorganically. We're going organic with this thing. Sorry.
No pesticides, no DDT.
No. This is only year 1.
Yeah. Just over.
Year 1 and a bit. So nah. Screw off, Jason.
Screw off, Jason.
Write it down.
I'm going to write that down. Screw off, Jason.
This is gold. How are you guys not writing in?
I know. Screw off, Jason. I'm there. I wonder if there's like an Ashley. There's a few in there. Yeah. Screw off. That's good. I don't know why that tickled me so much.
I probably won't use it, but we like it.
I just like it. I'll use it as the podcast host that we use. I can do like the title and then like a tagline or
tagline.
That'll be the tagline.
Start with it. Screw off, Jason.
Screw off, Jason.
Anyway, that's all we're asking for. We put the time aside to do this for you guys, and that's all we ask in return.
Yeah, engage.
Not that much. Yeah. Do you have questions? It could be personal questions. They don't have to be photography. I don't
Tangent questions.
They could be anything. It could be anything Kyle had said, anything that I defended you on. It could be anything.
I don't even care if it's a question. If you have a contrary opinion, fire it up there. We can talk about it.
Tell us.
Maybe we'll have you on, question asker.
Mm-hmm.
We're a small enough podcast. You could probably get that going.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun.
We would love for you guys to grow with us.
We're growers, not showers.
That is the episode title.
I don't want to
No,
write
that's
down
it.
a third one.
No, that's the one. You can get rid of the other ones.
All right, I have so many things.
I wish my wife was here to confirm.
We all know. We don't need confirmation. We're both white. Like,
and I think that's the pod.
I think we're done. I think that's how this ends. So
that's how it ends.
Do the comment, subscribe, engage, questions, write hamburger. I think I didn't check if that was set 6. Oh, 6.
What? We did get a hamburger
6,
one
7.
time.
What?
6, 7. That's banned in my children's school.
Good.
The school
in their
no,
school?
No more. Yeah, the school. They have signs around like no smoking, but it's no 6, 7. Like you can't even say it. You can't even go like 11, 12. You can't do that.
That's so funny. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
It made my afternoon.
But my wife said something funny. We'll end on this. She's like, "Do you know what 6, 7 is to kids these days?" And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "It's our weather."
But that was what we could go. That was from a Bud Light commercial.
Yeah, of course. Well,
it had
6, 7. 6, 7 is from a song by a rapper from Philadelphia named Skrilla.
Great. Sure. But what was
it's from something. It's from something. Fair. And it was like a guy that anyway, there was a kid that said it. There was like the song, and I don't know. But anyway, it's banned, and
it's banned.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
That's the pod.
That's the pod.
Thanks for joining us. Do all the things that Kyle said to do.
Do them twice. For whatever reason. Me? You? Me?
You're doing it. You're doing it. You look like you're in a good mood. You do it.
Night at the Roxbury. Me, him, you, me, you, him. Well.
All right, cool. All right,
yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Well, I think the music should start right now. That's a good snap.
Feathers, beak, and wings, all up in the wind. How much of that can be strings? Peeping through the scope, freeze frame the fly. Angry Bird Pod Show, aiming for the sky. Oh, they click in the snap, see the birds on the map. Angry Bird Pod Flow, flipping through the recap. Kyle and Matt, dropping wings on blast. Tune in next week, this one never in the past. Eagles, hawks, and kestrels, flying so divine. Peep the live broadcast, podcast goldmine. Twisting in the air, birds of every kind. Critics gonna chirp, but they ain't ever dying. Zooming in on sparrows, robins in the mist. Matt's got the shutter, Kyle's got the twist. Feathered friends in flight, equipped with the strut. Angry Bird Pod Show, capturing the cut. Oh, they click in the snap, see the birds on the map. Angry Bird Pod Flow, flipping through the recap. Kyle and Matt, dropping wings on blast. Tune in next week, this one never in the past. On the twilight, watch the colors flash. Birds of every shade in a photogenic dash. No need for fame, just the birds flying free. Angry Bird Pod Show, bringing all the glee. Oh, they click and they snap, see the birds on the map. Angry Bird Pod Flow, flipping through the recap. Kyle and Matt, dropping wings on blast. Tune in next week, this but never in the past. Eagles, hawks, and kestrels, flying so divine. Keep the live broadcast, podcast goldmine. Twisting in the air, birds of black, so fine. Brain Matt, dropping wings on blast. Tuning in next week, this but never in the past. In the past. Tuning in next week, this but never in the past. In the past. Zooming in on sparrows, robins in the mist. Matt's got the shutter, Kyle's got the twist. Feathered friends in flight, equipped with the strut. Angry Bird Pod Show, capturing the cut. From dawn to twilight, watch the colors flash. Birds of every shade in a photogenic dash. No need for fame, just the birds flying free. Angry Bird Pod Show, bringing all the glee. Oh, they click and they snap, see the birds on the map. Angry Bird Pod Flow, flipping through the recap. Kyle and Matt, dropping wings on blast. Tune in next week, this but never in the past. From the past. Not shortcut. Not shortcut. Angry Bird Pod Show, bringing all the glee. Bringing all the glee.